So happy Sunday, everyone. It's the last Sunday of November, right? Yeah. Oh my gosh. In 1 week, it'll be December, and we will be 1 month away from a new decade. Like, let that sink in. That shit cray, okay? And so that being said, because we have a month and a week left, oftentimes we're at that point where people are like, we're so close to January. Like, I'll just say it's kind of like the Friday or the Saturday of the months. You know, people will be like, oh, I'll just start Monday. That's like what January is. But I don't want you to think like that, because there's so much that you can do right now that can start your year off completely different than if you were to wait. So I'm going to share my screen because I created a really groundbreaking slideshow here. Let's see. Am I doing this right? I can't find it. There we go. Bam. All right. So I want to talk about how to finish strong, how to finish the year strong, and set yourself up for a successful year. So I just want you to sit and imagine it's January 1st, 2020. It's a brand new decade, month, year. And like, how do you feel? Like, could you just imagine what your January 1st would look like if you spent the next 5 weeks putting the work in now versus waiting 5 weeks? Would you have a couple extra $100 to spend because you hit Success Club in December? Would you maybe have a team that's growing because you added a coach or 5? Sammy, adding like 30,000 coaches in like a week. You know, just let that sink in. Maybe you feel just a little better waking up on January 1st versus waking up dreading having to start something. You know, a lot can happen in 5 weeks. A lot of people have probably done 21-day fix, or maybe you're doing 6 weeks of the work, which I know is 6 weeks, not 5, but like, just imagine how different you feel in those time frames. Like, the action that we take today is what's going to make January 1st. It can be a really damn good day, but sometimes people dread it because it's like, okay, I said I would wait till January, and now here it is. Don't let that anticipation build in a negative manner. So one thing that really stood out to me was, the difference between where you are and where you want to be is your mindset. Like, literally, I think of like this scale of like where you are, where you want to be, and in the middle, I'm a visual person, is literally like your head, your mindset. And is your mindset telling you like, we're just so close to January? Or is your mindset saying, let's fucking go? Like, I don't care what month, I don't care what day of the week, I don't care what anything. It could be, I don't care. I'm going to do what it takes to make the most out of today. Like, that is why my team name is Team Impact. I must push and conquer today. What are you doing today to make the most out of it? Because we're not guaranteed tomorrow. We're not guaranteed 2020. It's morbid, but it's true. We are not promised 2020 whatsoever. So what are you going to do today to lead your healthiest lifestyle, or to change someone's life, or to support them, or to help them grow a business, or to be the healthiest version for your family, or to just do anything? You cannot let your mindset tell you that it's okay to wait. You have to rip the Band-Aid off. You have to just do it. This analogy was one of the like, holy crap mentalities. And this is something that Josh had shared, and it really kind of was like, wow. And he kind of titled it the will to win. And I just want you to pretend you're a parent here for a second. And okay. Hold on, someone's unmuted. So say you're a parent. You go out to dinner with your significant other. you leave your kids at home with a babysitter, you go have drinks or whatever, or maybe you're a dog parent. You guys could probably relate to that more. You're a dog parent and you leave the dog at home alone. This is the first time you left them out of the crate. You just go to get a drink, you're driving home, and you see a fire truck driving into your neighborhood. You turn down your street, you see the lights flashing at the end of your street, and then you drive closer, you see the smoke coming out of your house. What do? The front door is locked. Do you walk around and look like, I wonder if the key is under this hidden rock, or did I put the key under this mat, or did I put the key under that mat? No, you're going to break that fucking door down. You're going to get in that house, save your kids, save your dog, do whatever it takes. Okay? In this situation, let's take this burning house and think of your business or your health or your mindset. Are you just going to, twiddle your thumbs and tiptoe around and just kind of, I'll find what works for me or whatever? No, you have to be willing to do whatever it takes to achieve whatever it is that you want. It's not about needing it, or you don't need to know the how, you just need to do it. Sometimes we overcomplicate things. We overcomplicate nutrition. We overcomplicate fitness. And that's why we have the tools that we do. We overcomplicate the business. We think that we need to do these fancy, grandiose things and that's what's going to be the thing to grow my business. I'm here to tell you it's not, because I've been there. I've been that person that's tried to do the fancy dancy stuff, and it doesn't guarantee you, nor does it necessarily indicate that you're going to be any more successful than the next person. Fancy graphics doesn't grow your business. It's fun. Yeah, hands down. I love making stuff like this. This presentation, so simple, took me an hour. Okay. Just as a prime example. So I want you to just quit the comparisons. We've talked about this on so many different calls that it just doesn't serve you. It's a thief of joy. There's nothing beneficial to comparing yourself to someone else. And that's why we preach, when we're present on social media, that we don't want people comparing themselves to us in a negative nature. We want them to be relatable, authentic, and maybe there's people out there that are looking up to you, that are looking for that sign to not start until January. Just imagine if you were that person for someone, because you have the power to do that. You have the power to change someone's life no matter what month, day, time of the year it is. So I just want you guys to know, looking at someone else's solutions doesn't necessarily solve your problems, because a solution that works for Joe Smith isn't going to work for Sally Smith. Someone else using that preset package is not going to look the same on your photos and is probably not going to work for you. Looking at the type of content that someone puts on their social media and wanting to post more like them isn't going to make you any more successful. Looking at how so-and-so, copying how they do their bio, or having the same coach onboarding process. I'm all for not reinventing the wheel and working smarter, not harder. But sometimes that coach onboarding process just doesn't work for you. And recognize that the same process doesn't work for everyone. And we try and we fail, and take that as a lesson learned and move forward and try something new. But how many times do we get stuck at that and we don't move forward, and it holds us back? And so I just want to remind you that, the most fanciest training in the world isn't going to fix your business. It's not going to fix you in any way. It's the action that we take and the failures that we move forward from that are going to help move us forward. We need to master our mindset through the way that we speak to ourselves, the way that we speak about others. With really kind of the emphasis on like how we speak about ourselves, not just like how we look at ourselves in the mirror, but like how we view our business, how we view our own fitness journey, how we view the food that we eat. I want you to take this verbiage and just toss it away. I don't want you to say, I'm going to see if. No, you're going to say, I'm going to. Just, I'm going to this. Because when we say, I'm just going to see if, you're like 1 foot in the door, 1 foot out, half-assing it, and you're not fully committing to it. And that's when things just don't, like, that's when you're not going to see results. When you are just like half in, half out, you're not fully in it. If you really want something, if you really want to feel good about yourself, go all in with a nutrition plan and a workout program. If you really want to see your business grow, take those daily steps, put in the work, and quit your excuses, because in that type of mindset, you are all in. There's no plan B. There's no turning back. You are committed, and shit is going to change. But without that level of commitment, we're not going to get to our end goal. And how this relates to the beginning of the year, just ending the year strong, is kind of going back to all this stuff in this mindset happens tonight, this very second. Challenge yourself. What can I accomplish before the end of December in whatever area of your life? Be like, bring it on, self. Be silly. Look at yourself in the mirror and be like, okay, girl, what are we going to do in December? Because there's going to be people out there that are waiting for January, and I'm going to roll up on January 1st feeling, doing X, Y, and Z, and feeling proud of myself for not waiting. And that right there is the thing that's going to seal the deal, and is going to show you that you are capable of so many things, because you made a decision to commit to working hard for the last 5 weeks and not throwing in the towel. And you're going to carry that into the year. So you're already going to start the year off like, hey, hell yeah, like this is going to be awesome, because look at what I just did, even when the momentum was maybe a little bit low. Okay. So that's so important to just kind of tackle. I think that's literally everything. I flew through that, but I want to talk this out with you guys, because, there's so much to be said about this idea of it. I don't know if you've ever heard of the book on the 12-week year, and it's really about taking, instead of, when we look at a year, it's broken into quarters. Well, what if you literally took each quarter and treated it like a year? I mean, it's human nature. We get fired up the first week or so. And then kind of towards that second quarter, we kind of backpedal. It's like, oh, I still got 2 more quarters. And we get in the third quarter, and it's like, okay, no, I still got a little bit more time. And then you're in the fourth quarter, and you're like, shit, I haven't accomplished anything. What if you shifted that into 4 times a year, where you constantly were like, all right, I've only got this much time. Like, we can't slow down. We got to keep this momentum up. If you've never read the 12-week year, it's awesome for keeping up the momentum at any time of year, because it really shifts your mindset into, we got no time to lose, let's go. So that's everything that I have. Does anyone have like anything to add, any like questions or concerns or comments? Or am I just going to sit here in awkward silence?
That book you're talking about?
What?
Who's the author of that book that you were just talking about?
Oh, yes, I'm in my pajama pants. Brian P. Morgan.
Okay.
So, and it's an easy read. Like, it's not anything like,
right.
But it's
Challenge group, like you were talking about, Sammy.
Sorry, what'd you say?
Maybe we could do that one for the challenge group, like you.
I know I had another one too that I wanted to start. I saw another coach reading it, and so I got it, and it's called "Do It Scared." And I really liked the idea, because we always talk about how like fear is not welcome here, and like
Right.
I figured that one might be good just as like for people who aren't coaches too, you know?
Yeah.
There's a lot of people who are interested who aren't coaches.
Right.
So I don't know. Yeah, I've been playing around with maybe proposing that one because I haven't started it yet either. So like we could all read it together. But yeah, I think we should come up with like a good list of like ones that we could do each month, because like even like audiobooks, like you could download all of them as like a podcast or an audiobook or something and
Right.
listen to them that way. If you don't have time to like actually read a book, you could listen to it in the car. But yeah, I don't know. I've been kind of like thinking about that too, but that was just a thought. This shake makes me really freaking cold, so I'm like.
So let's go into this year strong, you guys. I mean, let's start the momentum now and go into this new year just like stronger than ever. You know, I think one thing that I've really liked and I've done it the last 2 years is having like a word of the year. I want you to start thinking about that now. Like, what is the word that's going to represent your year? My word this past year, well, 2 years ago, it was resiliency. And my year was nothing but that. That was the year right after I graduated grad school. I was taking my board exam. I was trying to get on my feet, trying to get my own apartment. I was challenged in every aspect of my life, and I made it out alive, guys. I have a heartbeat. I'm alive. Now, this last year, my word was faith, and literally have been clinging onto my faith. I have grown so much closer to God in that aspect, but even just like faith in like trusting the process of like life in general. And like, it's crazy how that word just like really like hits home. So I want you guys to start thinking about your word of the year, coach, non-coach, whatever you may be, word of the year. And I promise, like I have, it's all folded up and everything, but I always have that written big at the top. Another tip that I had gained, because she made a really good point. So for those of you who watched that hour-long amazing fire call, Holly Hilliard had mentioned about like, we make these really pretty cute vision boards. How often do you look at it? Granted, I keep mine on my little thing right here, but it's off to the side and I really don't look at it. Or I look at it, I'm like, yeah, that's cute. I messed up those 2 stars that I drew, but I'm not really like channeling it. What she did, she has an iPad, so she can make it all cute and put it as wallpaper on that. I don't have an iPad, but making it the wallpaper of her phone, so she sees it not only in the morning, she sees it multiple times throughout the day. But the first thing she does every morning is she looks at her little dream vision board. She internalizes it and she writes her things that she's grateful for and her daily affirmations, and her affirmations correlate directly to what's on that vision board. I am a 5-star elite coach. I feel confident when I look at myself in the mirror and I don't pick apart everything that I look at. I feel comfortable when I'm wearing jeans and going out in public. And I'm just making up things. I am earning enough to match my salary. Things like that. So it's not just like looking at it, like admiring, oh, that's good work. But no, like actually internalizing it and speaking it into existence. It makes you think about it and process it more and take it more seriously. It's not just an art project where we're cutting and pasting, throwing glitter in the air and calling it fun. There's more to it than that. So.
I think my word of the year, I've been thinking about it for a little while now. I think it's going to be fearless. I literally told Sam today, I don't know why I thought about this, but like it kind of goes along with your slideshow. I can't remember which slide. I think it was like one of the middle ones, but like I told him, I said, just like with everything that's going on at school, like administration wise this year, like everyone is under the gun in like our principal, vice principal, all that. And So like we all as teachers are feeling just like scrutinized because they're so pressured by the district, and then like that trickles down to us and whatever. And I told Sam, because we're still probationary teachers, I said, if at the end of this year, like I did not get asked back to like do my 3rd year there, I'd be like, okay, that's my sign, peace, see ya. Like just like that mentality of like, okay, like if that were to happen, like I don't think I would be that upset about it, which is scary, but like it's that like fearless factor of like, okay, I'm going into it with, whatever is going to happen. So that was just like a thought that I had earlier today that made me think of like, maybe that'd be a good word of the year. Just like, this is the year to go big. So
Absolutely. Anyone else have anything else they want to add? Thoughts or takeaways? Anything?
I do have to shout out Naomi because she signed up as a coach yesterday and she's on this call. She can't see me, but she's on this call. So I'm like, yay!
Yeah. Well, if no one has anything else on their mind, I'm going to let this end a little early. Get some sleep, you guys. This is early for people not on the East Coast.